Life is like a poker game. No matter how bad your cards are, you can't give up. You need to understand that a good hand could lose, but you can still win even with a bad hand. Bill is exactly the guy who got a bad hand. He was born with congenital cerebral palsy, skeleton body shape, disabled right hand, unclear speech. These external defects make Bill look extremely strange. What's worse is that Bill lost his father when he was young, so his mother raised him by herself. Bill is definitely eligible for subsistence allowances, but he insisted on being a self-reliant person. Bill has been trying to apply for jobs every day. Today, he applies for a job as a salesperson in Matkins. Seeing Bill's appearance, the manager decisively rejects his job application. Bill leaves disappointed. But when he sees his mother smiling earnestly at him, Bill decides to return to the manager's office.
Mr. Hernandez, give me your worst route. Give me the area nobody wants. What have you got to lose? If I can sell it, you're a hero.
No one can refuse a deal that has nothing to lose to them. So Bill got a chance to try and starts his journey. The situation is indeed very bad. Just walking into this community, Bill meets two families who has a quarrel over trivial matters. There is also a drunk who slams the door to his face, and a little boy who is frightened by his appearance. But there are always some kind people. Bill then meets a warm-hearted lady. She listens patiently to Bill's product introduction, even though she doesn't need these things at all. But she is willing to give some money to help Bill. Seeing the lady taking out money, Bill quickly gets up and leaves. He wants to be independent rather than being helped out of pity. The serial setbacks make Bill feel a little depressed. At lunch, he takes out the sandwich prepared by his mother. Seeing patience written on one side, persistence on the other side, Bill bursts into laughter. Indeed, nobody knows Bill better than his mom. His mother expected that Bill would be frustrated, and this perfect encouragement allows Bill to regain his confidence. In the afternoon, Bill finally meets a rich lady. She places an order with Bill for $50. Bill is overjoyed and drinks a glass of wine given by her. He mocks himself that he must walk like a drunk duck. Bill walked 10 miles and tried drinking alcohol for the first time, also made his first client in his life. He tastes the hardships that comes with patience and persistence, but also immerses into the joy of success. Bill uses the commission he earned to treat his mother for dinner. Mother also prepared a gift for Bill's first victory. It's a pocket watch. That was the prize Bill's father received when he became the sales champion. Bill is inspired and decides to become the sales champion himself. While Bill works hard on it, life doesn't always act the way you want. The manager wants to fire him because Bill's performance is far below average. But the most critical matter is that Bill was complained by a little boy's mother for scaring him. Bill has many other options, such as go home and accept subsistence allowances or ask the manager to give him another chance. But he chooses the hardest way, face the problem directly. He then comes to the boy's house, carrying a doll. The boy is amused by him. Seeing her son smile, his mom decides to withdraw the complaint, even invites Bill to come in as a guest. Because his difference from ordinary people, Bill will be more sensitive and observant of seeing the world around him. This makes it easier for him to spot details that others wouldn't notice. Once, when selling products to a gardener, no matter what Bill says, the gardener just wouldn't buy it. In order to win this customer, Bill patiently observes and discovers the gardener is gay. Bill first has taken care of his lover, then he finally closed the deal with the gardener through his personalization plan. But Bill knows that if he wants to become a great salesman, gaining the long-term trust of customers is definitely not about playing tricks. If there is trust but no skills, skills can still be learned. If there is only skills but no trust, everything will collapse. He treats his customers like families and friends. Knowing that the rich lady is lonely and her children are far away, every time he comes to deliver products, he will spend more time listening to her. When encountering a client couple having an endless quarrel because of an affair, Bill will proactively take care of their child to avoid causing psychological harm to the little girl. These spontaneous acts of kindness are fundamental to Bill gaining the trust of his customers. Just as Bill's career is getting on the track, the cruel fate strikes out on him again. His mother starts suffering Alzheimer. Bill then takes over the burden of supporting the family now. In order to work, he has to send his mother to a nursing home. He used to rely on his mother to help him get dressed, but now he can only let his friends do it for him. And Bill would also give some money to thank his friends. Every day, Bill not only has to go to friends' hotel to take care of his appearance, but also has to visit his mother. As a result, Bill's work efficiency will be greatly affected. Income has also fallen sharply. But when Bill discovers the nursing home is reckless of treating his mom, he still moves his mother to a more expensive nursing home. Although he can barely support himself, but he will do his best to take care of his mother. Feeling Bill's burden getting heavier, then his mom says,
"I'm a burden on you."
Well, now we're even.
After years of hard working, Bill's body starts having problems. His spine is compressed and deformed. If he keeps delivering the products himself, he will definitely be paralyzed. With such a high-cost hospital's financial staff suggests Bill to receive disability benefits. He is entitled to this benefits, but Bill, who wants to be independent, refuses her.
I have a job.
I know.
I'm a salesman. For Watson's.
In order to continue working, he hires a student to help him delivering products. The girl's name is Shelley, hardworking and capable. After years of struggling, Bill has become an essential part of the neighborhood. On Christmas, Bill goes door to door to send blessings and unique card calendars to customers. His sincere smile is so shining. Bill is busy until late night, still printing orders diligently. He works hard for a better life for his mother and himself. Suddenly, he receives a call from the hospital. His mother died. Bill weakly leans against the wall as if his body has been emptied out. He silently holds a funeral for his mother, but Bill hasn't cried since her mother's death. Not even a word. Until one day, Bill meets a young mother holding her baby during a house visit. Seeing that, sadness suddenly overwhelms him like a tide. Bill chokes up and runs away. It wasn't until this moment he finally comes to realize that the candle that illuminated his entire life was extinguished forever. From now on, he will have to travel alone in the darkness. In 1980, Shelley graduates from university. After years of working together, Bill has developed a special feeling for Shelley. Shelley invites Bill to the graduation ceremony, but Bill finds out that Shelley already has a boyfriend. Bill could only force a smile. After all, love is a luxury for people like him. In 1989, in company annual meeting, the manager back then, who is now the CEO, is ready to retire after success. However, the new CEO who succeeds him disdains Bill, thinking the old CEO hired a disabled person as a salesman because he was overly compassionate. But the new CEO is slapped by the reality, because Bill just won the company's annual sales champion. After many years, Bill lives up to his mother's expectations. He finally catches up with his father. Bill gives his speech with tears in his eyes.
I love being a salesman. My father was a salesman. I wish he could be here. And my mother, who taught me patience and persistence, and who would never let me be ashamed. I wish he could be here today. Thank you.
Bill is grateful for winning this honor. It's inseparable from the support and trust of his customers. In order to thank the neighborhood, Bill prepares a gift for each customer. He even deliberately sends the wrong package to two neighbors who have been in Cold War for many years. In order to exchange the package, the neighbor has to come to the other neighbor's house. In this way, two families who has never been in contact with each other unexpectedly clears up their old past because of this exchange. Bill believes the world is full of lonely people who are afraid of taking the first step. Then he comes to the rich lady's house and meets his son, but she died a few days ago due to overdose of alcohol and sleeping pills. Then her son sadly takes Bill to a storage room. It's filled with all kind of products sold by Bill. He tells Bill that for some reason his mother had never used these products when she was alive. But she never stopped buying. Recalling every bit of the past, Bill's eyes are filled with tears. There is no doubt that the rich lady is another candle lighting in his life. In 1996, the company moves to a new office building. The traditional door-to-door sales method has also been replaced by telephone sales, but Bill's slurred speech makes it difficult to communicate on the phone. He also doesn't know how to use a computer to process orders. Now in the entire company, only Bill still sells products the traditional way. He becomes a grain of sand, pushed on the shore by the waves of the times. Although Bill remembers never to give up, but will inevitably feel lost. While crossing the road, Bill gets into a car accident. Fortunately, it is not life-threatening, but his left leg is seriously injured and requires an expensive surgery. Shelley decides to help Bill suing the bus company, but Bill feels that it's him who violated traffic rules. And because he is disabled, the law will inevitably be biased. He would rather go bankrupt and sell off his property than harming others. Maybe people who have suffered the most can truly understand what it feels like to be treated differently. Shelley then decides to buy the house without telling Bill, and rents it to him at a very low price. Bill doesn't want it because he feels like Shelley is pitying him. Shelley is also very annoyed with Bill.
An emotional cripple. Normal people help each other, Bill. You're so hung up on your independence. I don't need anybody. Yeah, like that's normal? That doesn't make you normal, Bill. That makes you a freak.
In 1997, the company completely closes its door-to-door sales business. Although Bill has not retired yet, but he can only stay at home. That evening, a reporter comes to visit him. It turns out that he is the little boy who was scared by Bill back then. He wants to interview Bill for a story about a traditional salesman. However, Bill turns him down. But the reporter still publishes the story about Bill. It says, "I didn't really notice him until he was gone. This strange man walks funny, carrying a briefcase with a hat. One day, he stopped coming. He is a link, an invisible link that connects our communities. Connect neighbors together. He brings us the news, such as who's gone, who moved, who just got married. He is a door-to-door salesman for Matkins company." Many people think Bill should not have been fired. Bill is also touched after reading the newspaper. For the sake of those old customers, he comes to the company again and asks the new CEO to reconsider him. But the door-to-door sales business has been closed, and it is impossible to reopen it. The new CEO allows Bill to retire early and takes care of himself. Now, Bill is at his wits' end, heartbroken. Just when the bus starts, the new CEO chases Bill back. Because Bill's inspirational story quickly becomes popular and is widely reproduced by major media. In order to create hype for the company's listing, the company decides to reinstate Bill's position. Now, Bill has become Watkins's living signature. His self-improvement attitude towards life infects more people in an era when everyone wants to get along with. Bill fulfills 3 most difficult life achievements: self-improvement, help others, then give back to the society. Bill understands that no man is alone in this world. Everyone is part of it. Everyone will somehow influence others. In his miserable life, he got help from many people. And now some of his actions have infected many others. It's great to giving help to other people, but there's no shame in accepting help from others as well. Bill then comes to Shelley's house, asking Shelley to help his tie. After dressing up, he returns to the company. The company no longer has performance requirements for him. From now on, Bill will start his brand new life again. Life is like a poker game. No matter how bad the cards you draw, you can't give up. A good hand can lose, but a bad hand can also win. If the starting situation is determined, the only thing you can do is to think how to increase your chance of winning. Door to Door is a movie directed by Stephen Schachter in 2002. The film is based on a true story of a salesman, Bill Porter. Bill, who suffered from cerebral palsy, started working as a salesman in 1961. With years of struggling and hard working, he finally became the top salesman in the Northwest. This record remains unbroken until now. Sometimes when we see inspirational movies like this, we would feel the encouragement and motivation, but our brain will cleverly advise us. It may not be worked out that way. Times have changed. My personality is not suitable for this job. And when you're thinking about whether doing something is worth it, in fact, you already give up. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.